This is where I ended up the other day, and I caught 2 right here. And I tell you, man, that first fish, he came out. The camera didn't catch it, but that first, I landed on the rock over there instead of in the water. And when I was pulling it off of the rock to get it to go in the water, I had saw that fish came out of the water and hit that worm before it hit the water. I wish the camera would have caught that. I've had them come out of the water. It's been very seldom in my life, but I mean, there's been a couple. I can say I think it happened to me at least twice when something like that's happened more than that. The thing they done it on the spinner, it's almost like they see it. I've seen you almost throw it in their mouth, man. It's like they were playing catch with you or something. But like I say, that's extremely rare. But what's happened to me a couple of times is it's great when it happens, but it's extremely rare. I can only remember maybe twice that's ever happened to me. I hope for it to happen a lot of times when I get in this situation, but if you get hung up, but your hook's not caught up in the bush and it's just over top of the water, and it's in close to a good hole, sometimes I'll let it sit there for a minute or so, just to see if I can get a fish to come out and get it. And sometimes they'll come out there and get you run home. That's great, man, if you can pull that off. Still seeing leaves going. I mean, that's why I'm not trying to drive anything, but I just can't help it. I have to say what comes to my mind, man. I mean, I don't have to, but of course you run into problems when you do that a lot of times. But I can't deny these signs, man, that like what's in the Bible and everything. I think I missed a good bite right there. See if I still got my worm. Something was chewing on there. Wasn't going to say it was a good bite. There we go. I like that. See, man, there's a lot of space underneath that rock right there. There's a lot of water going underneath that rock. Man, that is a prime spot for a fish. Caught a lot of fish over there over the years. And I say that's weird, man. Sit right there and I catch that right after. Let's let him go. I might regret this, like I said the other day. This is a good fish, but he's just kept him that time. Most of the time I keep those. But let's go for a better grade of fish today, people. Rad on me about it. He's working his way back over there. Slowly but surely. He's wondering what in the world's going on. That was a different experience for him. That's weird that It's weird to me that that I got that fish after I caught the chub first. Huh. I'll tell you something about my worms. I made a note. Made a mention of it several times now that I found a bunch of worms on the bank here lately. I never have found them like that. That I can really remember. I found fish. I found worms in the grass. Purposely getting worms. But like right by the bank where I was fishing, I might have a time or two or something, but I don't remember a whole bunch of details about it. But what I noticed, those worms, they're not night crawlers actually. They're some other kind of worm, like an earthworm, but so a night crawler, I didn't know that. I used to not know that, but a night crawler is actually it's an earthworm. It's what you call an earthworm. But these worms, they're not as tough as night crawler, and they jump around. They're like what people call jumpers, and I think it's, my opinion, I think it's just the conditions. I think it's just a banner season for them for some reason. I don't know. It got hot. They were down in the ground. It rained in the heat, and they came up. I don't know. I don't know what it is that made them be so prevalent in the last week. I just walked up a bank and just didn't even purposely stir up. I just saw them, just saw them coming out of the ground like night crawlers do. Anyways, so then I started kind of digging for them and shaking some trees around and stuff, trying to get them. Feels like a better fish. Yep. See, that whole time I was sitting in there fishing this hole, and that fish has been there this whole time. He was there that whole time. He took his time to bite, man. I had to fish it slow for him. I don't think he's 18 inches. I'm gonna give y'all a perspective here. I'm gonna cut this line and let this fish go. Hopefully he won't cut up too bad on me. And hopefully I can tie another hook on that line. Alright. Keep my wheel from up here. Hopefully I can show him. He's struggling in the net. I don't want him to do that. You can't really see it. Can't really see it. Let me see if I can get it out. I wet my hands. This is not the best kind of net to do this with, but the net was very wet. I scooped it in the water, made sure it was wet. My hands are wet and I'm gonna let him go. YouTubers that does that underwater shot. I hope that'll be interesting to see if I got any footage of that right there. Alright, I'm gonna have to step back and regroup here. I hope that makes some people happy that I let that fish go. That's the kind of fish to me, I'll be honest with you, I really don't like eating that size of fish. I like the smaller ones, but one thing that I thought of was, here that chub is over here. I got him stuck over here. I'll have to get him out of there. One thing that I thought of is I just recently started smoking fish, and I want to, get better at that. And I think that those type of fish are probably better for smoking than a bigger fish you can fillet it. I think that's what most people smoke. It's like salmon and stuff like that. But anyway, he's back under that rock over there, it looked like. So I hope everybody's happy about that. I am. If I didn't film, if I wasn't filming, then I would probably keep fish like that because, I would have proof that I caught it. But filming, people have ragged on me about not catching release a lot. But like I say, I catch and keep, man. I mean, that's just the way I was raised. I catch my limit and I eat them. So anyway, that's a good one. That right there. Now that's the kind of footage I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that footage came out, but I guess we'll see. I hope that underwater shot got good. I could see him good. I caught a rainbow a couple of years ago. That was probably, like I say, I don't like to handle those fish that much, because that's what I think. That's why I don't like catch and release, to be perfectly honest with you. I've said it on here a dozen times, but in case you never heard me say it, it's because I think the fish die. And I hope for the best for that fish. I don't think that, if anything, I don't think I messed him up touching him, but if anything, maybe the net. But I'm hoping for the best. And what I was going to say is, I like to release fish like that too, because that's the kind of fish that you want reproducing. So I think that's now, you know what? That might be a stock fish. And they say that the stock ones can't reproduce, so I don't know. But if they could, I know, I've studied enough to know that, talk to enough people that know about it. If those are the bigger fish. Obviously, you got a bigger fish, you're going to get a better genetically. It's gonna make the fish that it. Sorry, I was tying a hook here. It's gonna make the fish that it creates easier to grow big like it did. So that's why you want to, if you can, even I go for that, is I will release it. And I like the fact that I'm filming, so I can do that and still prove that I got out here and got that fish. See, it took some those fish aren't easy, man. That took some technique right there. I mean, you might think, oh no, he's just out there catching worms and and all that, but somebody could have easily spooked that fish or just kept on going. Look, I pulled up here and caught a chub. I was taught that if there's chubs in there ain't no trout. And then I caught 2 trout out there. So, I mean, I don't know, take everything with a grain of salt, I guess, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it.